Hello everyone, today I'm going to give you guys 8 tips to keeping your sanity in homeschool, especially on the hard days. This is a collaboration hosted by myself and Devine over at Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. All of the mamas are getting together today to give you all of the tips that seem to help their homeschools flow easier, stay on track, and all of the different ways to manage things as a busy homeschool mom. So jumping into mine, my first tip, which I think is so very easy to lose sight of, is to keep the big picture in mind. You guys, this is holy work. Like at the end of the day, when you get through like the nitty gritty and, dealing with emotions and correcting math pages and having to wear all of the many different hats for cleaning your house and doing laundry and staying on track. At the end of the day, this is holy work. This is work that we are doing to nurture our children and disciple them and grow them up into the adults that they are going to one day be. And that is not to be taken lightly. And sometimes we can lose focus and it can just get hard and we lose sight of that. But we need to keep the big picture in mind that all of the little things that we are doing today is adding up for who they will be and the relationship that we will have with them tomorrow. So don't forget that. All right, you guys might see me looking down just so I don't forget anything. I wrote down my list. So tip number 2, this sounds so cliche, so I didn't want to add it, but I do think it's important. Write down your why. Okay, even if you've been homeschooling for a few years and you never wrote down your why, there's going to come a time where you're going to need that little bit of encouragement. So do something today that can be a gift for yourself tomorrow. Sit down and write down why you homeschool, why it's important to you, what types of relationships do you want to have with your kids? What kind of childhood and education do you want to give them? Why is this important to you? Because there will come a day where your child is testing your patience, or maybe you just hit a block in the road and you're like, I don't know if I feel equipped enough to do this. And having that simple piece of paper or a note on your phone or, a poster board on your wall with your why is going to encourage you in the hardest of moments. And I think that while it can be cliche, I think it definitely has an important place just to remind you in those very hard moments or seasons why this is important. And that also leads into, there are going to be times where you do not feel equipped. There are times where I do not feel equipped. There are times where I feel like I'm just failing left and right. That's normal, okay? And we don't give up just because we feel like that on occasion, okay? So don't get down and out on yourself during those moments. I know it can be very hard and very overwhelming, and this leads me into one of my other important points. Build community. Build friendships with people who understand what homeschooling actually is, the thick of it, and people who will walk alongside you and encourage you in the hardest of seasons that you can do this and that you are equipped to do this, even if you feel like you're just floundering about on the floor, like you're a fish out of water. There is just something so special about having other moms who homeschool as friends. I'm not saying that all of your friends need to be homeschooling moms, but there's a certain level of encouragement and understanding that you will get from somebody who has either walked this path themselves or who is currently walking it beside you. And so building community in the homeschooling world is such an important thing to do, and I would encourage every single one of you to go out and find at least one homeschool mom friend, okay? Even if it's on YouTube. Okay, now tip number 4. You guys, this is so important. Read alouds. Read to your children. I know that not everybody may like reading, and sometimes you might just be busy and it's just hard and you don't feel like you have the time for it. Make time for it. As we are going into our 6th year of homeschooling, I'm starting to do a lot of reflecting on the past years and what has worked and what hasn't worked, and just trying to recreate some of the magic that we had early on in our beginning homeschool years. And one of the things that I think have brought the most precious and tender memories have been reading aloud with my kids, following a good story together, and then developing inside jokes about, that story or the character or something funny that happened has been such a wonderful way to connect with them and just have certain bonds that I wouldn't necessarily get outside of read alouds. Now, I'm not saying that you have to, do read alouds to have special bonds with your children, but I do think that it can bring a certain joy to your homeschool that you don't even realize is happening until maybe you've moved away from that, and then you look back on it and you're like, oh, I used to love doing that. And so read aloud with them. I promise you it's going to be so worth it. If you guys are ever looking for good, wholesome read aloud books, anything from Lamplighter Ministries it's top notch. They have the best stories that just hit a certain part of your heart that you didn't know a book could hit, no matter how much you've read. Their books are they're so good. I want to just go right now to my bookcase and go read through all of them because they're so good. Okay, tip number 5, 6, I don't even know what number we're on. But if you have been hit with a hard year or hard season or just some hard days, know that kids do not have to have everything perfect. They're going to learn even if nothing is perfect. So for those of you moms who are type A and you feel like you have to do all of the things every day, otherwise you basically did nothing and the day was trash and you'll start again tomorrow, breathe. Okay, kids are going to learn even if it's not perfect, even if your homeschool doesn't look like somebody else's on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, or, the mom at co-op who just always seems to have her life flawlessly together and, all of the things. Don't compare. Your kids don't need a perfect environment to learn and grow and become good people. And at the end of the day, that should be our goal, is that we equip them with everything that they need, but we equip them even more so for heaven. So don't get caught up in perfection or comparing or any of that stuff. This leads me into my next point. Give yourself grace. You guys, there are so many times during the day, but especially the homeschool season, that I need grace. And I think that as moms, we can be our worst critics, and we can just feel like because we didn't do all of the perfect things that we are failing our kids somehow. But give yourself grace. It doesn't have to be perfect to be done well. So give yourself grace. This is something that I struggle with quite frequently, and I have to constantly work on, and the Lord is constantly refining me in. And just like homeschooling is going to be sanctifying and stretch and grow your child in different ways, it's going to do the same thing for you. So give yourself grace. One of my last tips is go to the homeschool conventions. Go to them. I know that it's not always easy. I know that it may not always even be financially accessible, just because some of their tickets are kind of ridiculous. But if you do have the opportunity to go to a homeschool convention, go. They are so uplifting. They will renew your spirits. They will inspire you. They will equip you with different thoughts and ideas and all of the beauty of homeschooling and what it can be. And it's so just uplifting. I love going to the conventions. We missed it last year, and it made my heart so very sad. But I'm getting to go this weekend, so if anybody's going to be heading to the Texas homeschool convention, then come find me, because that would just be cool. Last but not least, this is my last and final tip. Don't lose yourself. I mentioned this in a video a few months back about how it can be so easy to get so caught up in the day-to-day of homeschooling. You wake up, you feed everybody, you jump into all of the lessons, and before you know it, it's basically the afternoon and you've got errands to run or the house to clean and dinner to prep. And you can very easily lose yourself. And I know this all too well. I gave up things that I truly loved doing and miss doing, all because our homeschool days just started taking on a life of their own, and momentum built from that. And then some of the things that I love just started getting smaller and smaller until they completely disappeared. And I am not saying that this is easy by any means, because I mean, sometimes you just have a lot on your schedule, especially if you have kids who have any kind of health issues and then you're constantly running to the doctor, or you're like us and you have a big family, and you know, there's just so many needs that you as the mom have to meet in a day. But do your best to carve out little pieces of the day for you and the things that you enjoy and the things that make you a person outside of homeschooling and outside of being a mom. I still struggle with this today, okay? So I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Okay, I'm not. I just like any other mother, I struggle with this too. But I think it's a very important reminder that we as moms need things too that pour into us, so then that way we can better pour into our children, and we can be better stewards, and we can be better homeschooling teachers and better wives and mothers all around. And so when you're carving out time to pour into yourself, whether that's reading God's word or reading a good book or going out and doing your hobby or working out, these things matter and they make you who you are. And then you're also teaching your child that it's okay to take care of yourself while you're also taking care of others, and that you can better take care of others if you are taking care of yourself and not just always putting your thoughts and feelings and desires on the back burner. So that is all of my tips. I cannot wait to go and watch what all of the other mamas will be sharing today. Don't forget to check out the playlist. I will have that link down below. Let me know what your tips are down below. I would love to glean just different thoughts and ideas from you all. It doesn't matter whether you've been homeschooling for, you know, a few months or for years and years and years. Everybody has something to offer. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and I will see you again later. Bye.